Hello there and welcome to the show, and today I'm going to be talking about The Penguin. So The Penguin is a TV show based on the DC supervillain The Penguin. It is a spin-off off of the 2022 Batman film directed by Matt Reeves starring Robert Pattinson, and I loved that film. I thought it was one of the best films of 2022. I really liked how they presented the Penguin in the film. I like the character of the Penguin and the way he was presented in Batman the Animated Series and the Batman. I thought he was always an interesting villain, and I thought that his portrayal by Colin Farrell in the Batman was done very well. When this TV show was announced, I didn't really know how to feel because the idea of doing a Batman-themed TV show without Batman in it, it's always one of those, is this really necessary? But this show really surprised me in the best possible way. Let's talk about it. The Penguin takes place immediately after the events of the Batman. Gotham City is flooded after the Riddler attack. The show follows Oswald Cobb as he navigates his way through the criminal underworld of Gotham City. This show really focuses on the crime element of Gotham, with the different crime factions and crime families, the Falcones and the Maronis. The Penguin really comes off as a crime drama as opposed to your traditional superhero TV show, and that really works in its favor. This show is very realistic and grounded, and that really works in its favor. The way the show is presented is very compelling to watch. Everything this show does is done very well. Oswald Cobblepot, the way it shows him navigating his way through the criminal underworld of Gotham City and working his way up with these crime families is done very well, and it's a very compelling television. The drama is captivating. You are invested in everything that's going on. The series does a good job at making you sympathize with Oz, the Penguin. You know he's a villain, but the way this show presents him, you can't help but sympathize with him and him navigating his way through the criminal underworld. And Colin Farrell delivers a phenomenal performance as Penguin. He is fantastic in this role. His performance in this show is brilliant. You really sympathize with Penguin, his line delivery, his comedic timing at times. The way Colin Farrell portrays this character is excellent. The supporting cast is also great. Massive praise to Kristen Milotti, who plays Sophia Falcone. Her performance in this show was brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal performance as Sophia Falcone, who might be one of the most well-written characters in superhero television. The way this character is portrayed, presented, and written was brilliant. I love her portrayal of this character, and in my opinion, the show's fourth episode, where it shows her backstory, it is the show's best episode in my opinion. I love the way it presented her character. It was excellent. And two other supporting characters, Vic and Salvatore Maroni, I loved their involvement in the story. Episode 3 shows Vic's backstory and how the flood affected him and his dynamic with Penguin, and him working his way up through the criminal underworld was done very well. And the performance by Renzi Feliz was excellent. The show does a very good job at making us sympathize with this character and showing him work his way up the ladder. Always great to see Clancy Brown. Absolutely love his work, and his portrayal of Salvatore Maroni was done very well. The acting in this show is phenomenal. I love how grounded this show is with its relatively small stakes. Even though this is set in the Batman universe, this very much feels like a compelling crime drama. Also, I love the way this show expands on Penguin's backstory, his relationship with his family. I love the way the show expanded on his story, letting us know more about this character. And this show does get violent. It doesn't shy away from violence, which really enhances how dangerous the criminal underground is and how violent this Batman universe is. And the way the show ends does a really good job at setting up the Batman Part 2, and I cannot wait for the Batman Part 2 in 2026. The way the show ended was brilliant. I really liked the way the show ended. The show overall did a good job at making us sympathize with the Penguin, but the Penguin is a villain, and the finale cements the fact that, hey, he's a villain. He's still still a guy that we're supposed to not root for. He's a guy that we're supposed to root for Batman to take down, and the show cements that fact with its final episode. Overall, The Penguin, one of the best shows I've watched all year. Everything in this show was brilliant. I loved it start to finish. I felt that The Penguin was great. It is one of the best shows I've watched all year, and I highly recommend that you watch it. It is definitely worth your time. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Saeed_2000, and I'll catch you on the next one. Till then, take care.